Hello, my lovelies. Happy Thursday. I don't say that very often, do I? Because normally I don't do a Thursday, but Sarah and I swapped this week because she had loads going on and stuff. So yeah, she had a bit of a nightmare journey back from the airport, from what I can gather. It was not good. But hopefully you're all okay. Lindsay, Lou and I are very busy in the shop. We have just finished cutting all of the quilt-along kits. So I'm going to be packaging those up and sorting the patterns, so they should hopefully be coming out to you either Friday or definitely on Monday, one or the other anyway, but we will be getting those finished today and they'll be coming out to you. We have actually, now I've cut all the kits, we've actually got 2 more of the tropical colourway. That was like the jewel toned one. So if anybody missed out on that, because we were actually sold out of that one, I've put 2 more onto the website. Okay, so there's definitely a couple more of that colourway if you liked that one and couldn't get it. What else was I going to tell you? I stupidly forgot to bring them with me, but I'll put a link up on Gigglers later. I've just put on the website as well, brand new range called Chelsea Garden. Oh, I think it's Liberty. It's not, it's Moda, but you'd swear it was Liberty. It's just all those beautiful like florals. It's got a real Liberty-esque feeling, and you know they don't do pre-cuts. So if you want something that's got a Liberty feeling, have a look at the Chelsea Garden. It's on the website now. Hi Jackie, hi Carolyn, hi Jean, hello my darlings. Right, so we're going to crack straight on with this today. You might not like me after this though. We're going little. And I know you all go, I don't like doing little blocks, but we're going to do a little block so that we can talk about how to get little blocks correct. Okay, so hi Eileen, hello. It's not that little, it's a 6.5. It's not that diddy. I mean, the piece is a little diddy, but it's fine. You'll love it, I promise. Right, so this is the block. I'm calling it a circle pop because it's a pop of colour on a circle. Now, I'm using these beautiful neons that I bought a fat 1/8 bundle of from Sugarcraft Bowl. Sugar Bowl Crafts. I always get that wrong one, not Sugarcraft Bowl. Sugar Bowl Crafts at Malvern last year and still haven't used. There's also stripes as well. Look at all these beautiful stripes. I don't know who it's by. I'm really sorry. I bought a fat 1/8 bundle. I know it was from Sugar Bowl, but who's it by? Oh, it's Tula Pink. Oh, I should have known. It's Tula Pink, and it's the True Colours range. I bought the dots and the stripes, which are just the most beautiful neons, and I haven't used them yet. So I thought I'd just I took a tiny little snippet, a little 1.5 inch snippet off the ends of them, so that I could make a little block. And I'm going to make 4 and just make a little cushion. I'm going to do 2 circles and 2 stripes, I think, and make like either a project wallet or a cushion front or something. It is Tula, yes, absolutely. Hi Marilyn, how are you, lovely? Now, my fussy cutting didn't go as well as I hoped. Some of them were pretty good, others of them not so much, but I don't care because I didn't want to use much of the fabric, so I just went with a little 1.5 inch strip. So for this little block, you are going to need, oh, it doesn't like the stripes and stuff. Haha. I also discovered on my camera, I did think it was a bit, what's the word? It was a bit dull, and I realised I'd left a sticker on the camera lens, so I think it's having to adjust to the, the colours. Because I literally whipped the sticker off about 10 seconds before we came online. So what you're going to need for this is, it ends up being a 6.5 inch block. Okay. Now I know a lot of you, hi Helen, don't like doing small blocks, but a lot of quilts will have nice big blocks and then they will have smaller filler blocks. So I thought we'd do a smaller block today so that we can look at getting the squaring up right and getting the 1/4 inch right and all that type of thing. Okay. And just hopefully some hints and tips about thinking about it and about getting it right. Okay. So you will need, for this little block, you're going to need 8 1.5 inch squares in any colour. Now, as you can see, I'm used the circles, and I've kind of, I mean, that one's a bit off centre, but I'm going with it. I'm using them up. But this block would look beautiful in any colours. So you need 8 1.5 inch squares in a colour, okay? And then your background fabrics, you need 1 2.5 inch square, which ends up being your centre. You want, where are they? 1, 2, 3, 4, is that it? 1, 2, 3, 4 1.5 by 2.5s. 4 1.5 by 1.5s. 8 1 inch by 1.5. I know you're all screaming at me. I can hear you all going, no, we're not so small. And 8 1 inch by 2.5. Okay, so I'm just gonna, there you go. I'm gonna do that so you can pause the video, and there's the instruction, there's the cutting bits if you want. Is it in there? Hopefully it's in there. Okay, so if you are watching it back, you can pause that bit and get all the instruction, get the sizes. First thing we're going to do is I'm going to lay out my, oh, it really doesn't like it. Doesn't like it when I move those circles, does it? It's struggling, it's flickering. Oh, I should have left the sticker on it. It's fine with the sticker. Lay out your circles. I mean, these could all be the same colour if you wanted them to be. I'm just choosing to do them in kind of a rainbow-esque-ish order. Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've got 8. Why is this not working? There. That's it. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it, like that. So it's going to end up looking a bit like that. This could be any fabric. So you could fussy cut, you could fussy cut anything. No, that's too white. But, you could fussy cut little, animals and stuff. It could be any fabric, Could just get the, when you think it's 1.5 inches, you'd get that little owl in there. You'd get the little fox in there. Whatever fabric, I'm just choosing to use these ones. First thing we're going to do is I'm going to take away my corner ones like that. So I've got, hands of the clock, 12, 3, 6, 9. And these ones are all going to have a 1.5 inch square next to them, like that. All right. Now, again, sorry, I've just completely done that wrong. Ignore me totally. It's not those ones. It's these ones. Sorry, my brain's a little bit addled. The ones I took away, the corner ones, these are the ones that are going to have the 1.5s. Right, so 1, 2, 3, and 4. There we go, like that. All right, so we're going to start with my 1.5s. You spoke too soon and jinxed it. I really did, lovely. What's that, Jackie? It must be a mind reader trying to do a Tula kit, and it says skank quarter. Our machines won't let you move needle with patchwork feet. Yeah, I'm gonna show you now a little trick about that. I'm hoping I've got the tape with me. I did have it with me. We're gonna do that to start with, okay? So nice and easy, little ones like this. Okay, so over here we go. Right, have I got the tape with me? I should have the tape with me. Sure, I picked it up. Sorry, 2 seconds, darlings. Yes, there we go. So this is something you can use, is seam guideline tape, okay, to get your skank quarter. If you've got a machine that won't let you move the needle over, like I've got my patchwork 1/4 inch foot on now, okay, and if I try and move my needle over it, it goes, nope, not doing it, not allowed, okay, because it thinks you're going to hit the foot, okay, and that's brilliant in normal circumstances. It stops you breaking needles. One option you can do is to put your normal foot on, okay, and then move your needle over, okay, and so like on Brothers, the needle from the centre position to the edge of the foot, if you move over to 5.5, that's your 1/4 inch. Or on almost all Brother machines, same as the Beninas as well, they have a patchwork piecing setting on them, okay. I think it's like number 29 and 30 on the 1800s, something like that. So if your 1/4 inch, your exact 1/4 inch is 5.5, move it over to 6, okay, just move it over 1 notch, okay. If you've got a machine like this that won't let you do it, wants you to do a skank quarter, this is something you can use. It's the 1/4 inch seam guide tape, okay. So you can put, it's like masking tape, but it's got markings on it. Oh, hang on, let me just trim that off a second. I want that nice and flat. like that. So the red line is my like my middle line, okay? And then either side, the white lines, I don't know if you can see that. The white lines are my 1/4 inches, okay? So you put this down. Now I tend to put it just on the edge there, like that. And what I'm doing is lining up that like that. So I've got it on my 1/4 inch here on my table, my 1/4 inch there, and that red line is smack bang in line with the needle, okay? Now, if I was to sew just a 1/4 inch, normal 1/4 inch, I would be keeping the edge of my fabric on the outside edge of this tape, okay? And that's my 1/4 inch, and that is actually in line with, actually if I just put the foot down a second, there we go, with the edge of my patchwork foot. However, for a skank, what they mean by a skank 1/4 is that a tape you can buy. It is, we've got it in the shop, it's on the website. And sorry, Linda, I haven't had a chance to answer your message yet. We also have the charm and circles in. Give me a call when I'm back in the shop in a bit and I can sort it out for you. So the outside edge of this white line is your exact 1/4, okay? Let me just lift the foot again. The inside edge, if I put my fabric on the inside edge, and because it's coming down over my foot and my table here, I can keep my fabric in line. That's my skank 1/4, okay? This stuff is blooming brilliant. Use it a lot when I need a skank 1/4 because it looks like it's minuscule, but that's all a skank 1/4 is. It's a teeny tiny little bit, okay? So when I put my foot down now, I look at my fabric in line with the foot. It's actually just, I mean, a millimetre, 2 millimeters in, okay? And that's where your skank 1/4 inch is, okay, on my machine. But this tape, if you can't find it on your actual settings, messing around with your skank 1/4 and everything, you can use this tape and it works brilliantly, okay? So that's tip number 1. The other one is if you've got a machine where just use your normal foot and knock the needle over, normally to about 5.56, okay? So there's 2 ways you can do it. So I like the tape though, because it doesn't mark the machine, it peels on and off. You can leave it there for a little while, it's great. So I'm gonna do this now. I'm just gonna add a 1.5 inch square either side. Now, if you're gonna use a skank 1/4, which a lot of patterns want you to, I'm not a fan of a skank 1/4. I'm not. I will almost always get you to cut the fabric slightly bigger and square down afterwards, because with a skank 1/4, if you're not, you've got to be quite precise with it. Also with little blocks, you need to be quite precise. So I know little blocks are not necessarily people's favourites. I get that. But we do use them a lot, particularly as filler blocks and stuff. And actually, it's a good way of getting your 1/4 inch right. Okay, so hopefully those little bits helped. We are going to go back over to the overhead over here. Let me just move these out of the way a second. And we're going to make sure that that skank 1/4 is right. Okay, so that's your first thing, is making sure it's right before you do your whole block. I starched my fabrics really well before I cut them out. When you are working with little tiny diddy pieces, starch your fabrics, whether it's Best Press or Starch Savvy, starch them. It's honestly, it makes a world of difference. It holds these small pieces in place. The threads stay together a little bit better, which when you're working with something so small, and this isn't particularly small. I mean, a lot of blocks will go a lot smaller than this. And also turn your iron down, don't have it too hot, okay? So next thing I'm going to do is just double check. So 1.5 and 1.5 should be 3 without the seam allowance. So this should be now measuring 2.5, okay? Now, I'm actually a weeny bit big on that. I'm about 1/8 of an inch too big on these. So I know that I've gone a little bit too much with my scant quarter. Okay, I was being extra cautious, but I'm going to square this up so it doesn't really matter. Okay, done those 4, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the 1.5 by 2.5 on the top. Okay, so I'm going to add that on there like that on each one of these, and again, you'll see that one's actually pretty spot on because I know these are 2.5. That one worked. Obviously, I was probably reading a comment on that one and went a bit wonky. Small blocks require a little more patience, to be honest. But that's all it is. It's about slowing down. Oh, 2 seconds, guys. There's someone at my door. 2 seconds. Sorry about that, guys. I saw him coming up the path and he obviously wasn't leaving, which is why I was like, okay, I'm going to have to go and answer it. Sorry. I'm back. Right. So I'm going to add these on now, okay? So we're going to basically making the little corner units. So I'm going to take these back over to the machine and get this sewn on. Over we go. There we go. Back over here. Right, so I'm going to just now do my 1/4 inch there, and again I'm just working on literally just touching that inside line. And concentrate and slow down at the end as well. So it's something that we all do, is that as we get to the end we naturally waver one way or the other. It's to do with whether you're left-brained or right-brained apparently. And that's not necessarily the same as being left and right-handed either. But just slow down and really think about it as you get to the end. Make sure you're nice and straight. I mean, this is so unusual for me because this is like a patience block, you know. That one and this one. And all the way down, like that. Okay. Let's get these ones over here, and then these are the little corner ones all done. So I'm just gonna snip those apart, and again, be careful with your pressing. You know, gently finger press first to make sure you're not stretching, and press. And then we are gonna square these up. Okay. I know when you were all doing the peekaboo block, everyone was just like, oh, I don't like little blocks, but it's worth practicing because they're very useful. They're very useful sometimes. There we go. Okay, that one's definitely not the right size. That one's going to need trimming. That was the one I went wonky on the beginning bit. So how is everybody? Right, I'm going to square these up to 2.5. So please talk to me so I've got something to read. Otherwise you're just listening to me rabbit on. So 2.5, there we go. Just trim that down like that. Just take off. It's a teeny tiny bit, but that's my own fault for not concentrating. There we go. This one, and I'm basically making the corners. That one looks like that's pretty spot on actually. Ooh, a tiny, like a smidgen off that side. There you go. But yeah, I like the seam guide tape. I really do. I use it a lot. Going to catch up later on the way back from garden centre. Oh, you're Carol. You've gone all like garden adventurer. Your comment came through all funny. I was like, what's she talking about? Garden centre, lush. Did you buy anything nice? I'm going to be having to rehome a lot of fish soon. Has anyone got a pond who's local to me that needs some goldfish in about 4 or 5 months? I was saying yesterday the goldfish have bred, which is most unusual. They don't normally breed in ponds like that. They have to, not at this age either, because they are quite young. They were babies last year, so we're going to be Either that, or Phil's going to have to get back down the garden centre and build another pond, frankly. There we go. Okay, so I've squared those up to 2. No, that's not square. I can see that's not square. 2.5. Oh yeah, that's gone wonky. There we go. Okay, so those are my corner pieces. Really simple piecing. And if you don't want to do diddy little block, you can absolutely do this in bigger pieces. You know, these could be 5-inch squares. You could make this block bigger if you wanted to, but I thought we'd have a little go at this. So your other 4, okay, they are going to have either side one of the 1-inch by 1.5. So we're going to do that on all of them. Okay, like that. So either side. So I'm going to chain piece those for quickness. Okay, so we're going to do that on either side of these 4 to start with. So back over we go. There we go, over here. This would make a nice border. Yeah, it really would, wouldn't it? But you've got to embrace the little for the border, Jean. But yeah, I do think it would make a beautiful border. Can you imagine all these little circles all the way around? It'd be lush. Right, okay, and I'm off we go again. So I'm going to I'm going to chain piece these. Okay, I'm going to try and concentrate a little bit while reading your comments. So, should we do a challenge? Should we do a challenge post? We could do a challenge post, couldn't we? Let's do a challenge post. Jean gave me this really lovely handy little tool. I can't find it now. I was using it last night. Lost it now. It holds it in, which is another actually a really good one. Let me just find it because this actually helps. Here it is. I got it. Yeah, one of these little stylus things. This is actually really helpful when you're using very small pieces. Any sort of stylus, pair of tweezers, whatever you're using. Really, really helpful for keeping it all nice and neat and together, because you don't necessarily want pins in bits this small because it's really hard to get the pins out. And it keeps your fingers out of the way. It's great. I love it, Jean. Thank you very much. Right, and then I'm just going to very quickly do the other side. Right, talking about a challenge post, I will put a challenge post up when we get back. I think it should be circles, all things circular. In again, any craft. I don't mind what craft you show me, but it has to have something that you can justify as being circular. Okay, and I want your reason why it fits into circles. So I think we'll do a little challenge post on that one when I get back, because I love seeing all your stuff. So there we go. Oh, no, see, wonky. It's because I was trying to rush, you see. I need to slow it down. Sorry, I know this is very, very boring. It's called a fang. A fang! I love it! A fang! Ah, Jean, I love my fang. Thank you. That's great. It's because it's got a little bit of pliability to them. I don't know where you bought them, Jean, but maybe you can put a link up for people. Because it's got a bit of pliability to it, you can kind of really hold things to get them underneath nicely. Love it. Generally, one of those little gadgets that is really useful. There we go. Right. We're going over to do some ironing again now, guys. There we go. So what other why? Because I've had lots of people tell me that they don't like little blocks. Talk to me, ladies. What is it you don't like about doing little blocks? Is it getting the seam allowance right? Is it because it's little fiddly pieces? What is it that goes wrong for you that I could maybe help with, give you some hints and tips? Or is it just that things don't grow quickly enough for you? What is it you don't like about the little diddy bits? Okay, there we go. And also there's another question as well. What's the most difficult block you've ever done? What is it that you don't like? You found out about them on the Lunar Lapin Facebook site, and they're from their website. Oh, brilliant, fabulous. Okay, I will see if I can find them, and I will put a link up then. Oh, there you go. It's from the A word. There we go. Oh, Linda's put a link up. If anybody wants one, they're great. Honestly, I absolutely love it. It's been a little lifesaver the last couple of days with some of the little bits that I've been doing. Here we go, like that. Okay, and then we're just gonna, because I mean this is a really simple block. We're then putting the long ones either side. Okay, so back over we go, and we're gonna put what long. These were the 1 inch by 2.5 inch either side. Okay, so back over we go. They come in pack of 5s. Happy to share a pack with others. Oh, honestly, this is going to be in every pocket, all over the place. I'd happily use 5. What was I going to say? Yeah, tell me about your blocks. What is it you don't like about your block? Small blocks. What's the most difficult block you've ever done? Tell me. One that you think, oh, I am never doing that again. They also come in packs of 12s. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I might not need 12, but I'd probably have 5 because I'd have one in my Create and Craft kit. I'd have one right by here. They're genuinely great, particularly for small pieces like this. Love it. Little errors looking so much more obvious when the block is tiny, but they're easier to hide in bigger blocks. That's a really good point, actually. Yes, it does. It's little errors seem more magnified, don't they? Which then you think, oh, you can see it more, and you think, oh, it's more obvious, and you're like, no. So fair enough. I think a lot of it is about getting this scant 1/4 inch right. Like I said, this seam guide tape I absolutely love. But slowing down with little blocks, really thinking about the seam all the way to the end is a massive thing. Because actually this block, if I was doing this as a big block, as a 12.5 inch block, I'd probably have been done 10 minutes ago, because I'd have whizzed through those seams. Yeah, any block is hard the first time you try it. Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. Even a 4 patch, when you first do it, it's like, oh my God, which bit goes where? Definitely. So, I do think we get scared of certain blocks, don't we? Perhaps you can stop them so we can support you. Maybe not A. I've never seen them from one of my suppliers, Linda, to be honest. I've not seen these until Jean gave me one, and at the retreat, and I don't know where I would get them from. I really don't. They're certainly not from our regular stockists, and very often something like this you'd have to buy like 10,000 in if you went direct to the manufacturer, and then we have to store them, and as you all know, we haven't got much storage in the shop. The most difficult block you ever did was New York Beauty. Nothing fitted and had to cobble it together. Never again. Oh, yeah, it's curves, isn't it? Now, I like my sheep's way of doing curves, but if it's that curve is part of another block and it has to be really precise, it is tricky, Liz, isn't it? Really tricky. So, there we go. Like that, all the way down, nearly done, and then it's just putting it all together, which we probably don't need to do actually, because it's just straight lines. But this was all about hopefully getting that 1/4 inch right. Right, did I do that? Did I do them all? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, I have. There we go. So there, and there, and then again. Finger press that out, and you'll see. I mean, I've been pretty accurate there, and as sort of slowed down, but they've still not quite fitted together because the tiny bits will stretch. So it is worth squaring up after each bit as well. Which I know we've all go squaring up. I hate it as much as you guys do. See that one's spot on. That's lovely. That one. Done exactly the same time. It's stretched out at an odd angle. And Nick is right, actually. You can hide things much easier with bigger blocks. When you're working with small, tiny little bits like this, It is harder. It is harder to get it correct. Not get it correct. It's not hard to get it correct. It's harder to what's the word? Hide your mistakes. You know, to to fudge it. To fudge it. What about anyone else? What's the most difficult block you've ever tackled and thought, that's it, never again, never again? Liz is never doing another New York Beauty, which, fair enough. And, you know, not everybody likes all blocks, do they? So, again, I am going to just square them up because it's worth it with little blocks. You can't, it's one of those things you can't go, I can make that fit in the seam allowance. Because it's so tiny, even though you've got the same seam allowance, it doesn't quite work like that. There we go. Make sure that that's 2.5 that way, which it's just over. Just trying to read your comments at the same time. Here we go. So that actually, I don't know if you can see how tiny that is. That's actually the amount of scant quarter you want less than a normal 1/4 inch. So I'm actually going a scant. I've been going just a little bit too much, you know, so just double check yourself when you need to. See, my outside ones are fine. There we go. Right, nearly there. We put this little block together. Do you know what? I think that's pretty much spot on. I don't think I need to, oh, tiny little bit there. Widgy bit there. Again, widgy bits, you know, that sort of amount I'm taking off. But that sort of amount on a little block will add up. So we're going to put these out as, there we go, like that. So there's my corner pieces. Okay, sorry, I really should have chosen a darker fabric because this is not showing up very well online, and because this is such a cute block, but on the camera it's not showing up as well. So what's that? This is what I'm currently doing for my granddaughter. Not that it's hard, just that I've got 20 to do. Yeah, lots and lots to do. Okay, and then these ones are going to go in the middle. So one there, and then the corner one, and one there, and then my corner one. That's my centre, the 2.5 there. That one's going to go down there like that. Should have put those the other way round for my rainbow, but never mind. Okay, and there's that little, because you've got your corners here, and then because these are offset and these are in the centre, you get that circular look. Okay, I really like this little block. I'm just going to then join these together. So we're there to there to there, all the way across, and then join my rows. Okay, so you get your little block like that, which should come out at 6.5 inches. The photo wouldn't send. Oh, don't worry. Oh, it won't let you send photos in the comments, lovely. Not on a live, unfortunately. Hi there. Oh, don't worry about being late, lovely. We're actually just finishing up, but you can always watch back. Okay, so little blocks. Think about your, let's come back over here now. So little blocks, think about your scant quarter. If you can move your needle over, do so. If you can't, either use a normal foot, not a 1/4 inch, and move it. The tape is brilliant. I love this tape a lot. It's hemline seam gauge tape, I think it's called. It's on the website. And it lasts for ages and ages. I mean, I can leave that piece on there probably for, 3 or 4 days. And it won't lift, and you get loads and loads on the roll. So it's like 150, 195, something like that. Squaring up in between, square up more often, and slow down with small blocks. Okay, that's kind of my biggest tips with those. Actually, the biggest thing is starch before you cut with little pieces. Starch. It really, really does make a difference. So. That's it from me today. I will put a challenge post up for you. I'll put it on the main page, not on Gigglers, on the main page, okay? And I want to see your circles, okay, in whatever form that is, okay? So, and I will do a prize draw on Tuesday. I won't forget. I will put a reminder in my phone, and I will do the prize draw on Tuesday. Okay, so yeah, I'll pop that on when I get back. Don't forget, we've got a couple of the Tropical Getaway quilt kits now available. We had more than we thought we had, so I've put those on, and there's still time to join in the class. We're going to be starting at the end of May, so loads and loads of time. That's it. Anyway, I'll see you next week. Have a lush weekend, my darlings. Hopefully you all get a bit of sewing done. Hopefully the sun comes back out. Get out in the garden. And I'll see you all on Tuesday. Bye.